Hello and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation live with me, your host, Darren, the channel that brings you your team every single day. Guys, I've had to slightly relocate as every room I normally use has been used up. Great, isn't it? Anyway, guys, welcome to everyone in the live chat. Fair few people already there. Lots of people talk about the Tyson Fury fight last night. Yeah, I do think that was a bit of a fix. I think Ngannou won that fight and it was a complete fix. But I've got to agree. Anyway, let's get back to more important business. Let's get back to team news. Callum C says, close the gap, Rangers. I agree with you, Callum, 100%. We have to close the gap. So let's get the team up quickly. No, it's not a MAGA hat. It's a Rangers hat, you Wally. Right, anyway, make America great again. Make Glasgow great again. Anyway, here we go. So here is the team that has been picked for today. Yeah. Scott Wright's not in it. There you go. So here's the team, the starting 11 for Rangers today. Jack Butland in goal. Back four of James Tavernier, Connor Goldson, Ben Davis comes in place of John Suter. Ridvan Yilmaz at left back. Two holders are Lundstrom and Raskin. I think that will be very much there to sort of give Raskin the ability to get forward and be that number 8 and go box to box whilst Lundstrom sits in front of the back four and holds. Then you've got Cantwell, Lammers and Seamer. It looks like Cantwell's going to be played out wide and Lammers in the 10 role, which I just don't understand why you'd put the best 10 on a wing and Lammers inside when Lammers is shit. And Cyril Dess is up front, for fuck's sake. I mean, come on, really, genuinely, what, why? Don't get it. Blue Nose John says, good afternoon, Owen and all teddy bears in the chat. Hope everyone was keeping well. Yeah, not too bad. I had a pretty stressful morning, but yeah, not too bad. Thanks, buddy. Come on, Bears, says Malky McClellan. Seamer Lammers again. Fuck's sake, says Callum. Off on a Seamer then, Callum. Yeah, mate, pity about the knee injury. Derailed him a bit, but walloping the guy for the title. Okay, what else have we got? Can't really change due to injuries. Blue Nose John. Yeah, I would have personally started Danilo over him. I'd like to see McCausland get a start as well. I thought after Sparta he'd had his just desserts. Oh no, yeah, Dessers was shocking against Sparta, wasn't he? He was absolutely absolute joke. Dessers, I mean, lol. Says Callum. Defo RFC, mate. We've got here a comment from Chris. Says, every time I see Dessers' name in the starting 11, I feel like vomiting. Malky, mate, good to be in there. Primetime says in the live chat, he says, I think they're just going to keep playing Dessers and Lammers so they can get some money back on them. That could be the reason why. I don't know why. Still confident with the two donkeys. Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. I mean, let's face it, it's only Hearts. It's not like a really good team, is it? I reckon the club are desperate to recruit some dosh for Dessers, so they're putting him in the shop window. Only problem is the more we see, the more his price tag drops. 9 men starting again, says RFC 72. Looks like it, doesn't it, buddy? Looks like it. You know, we look at that starting lineup. It's not great. I would have liked to have seen. I mean, the thing. Look, we've got to have faith in Phillipe Clement. Clement is a top manager. He is really, a top quality manager, and we do have to have faith in him. But and look, we were all outraged, weren't we? Before when the Hibs lineup was unveiled, we were all like, "What the seriously? What the is going on with this lineup?" But we did well. We did well. Callum, that's what I wanted to see, buddy. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Danilo and McCausland from the start. I didn't want to see Dessers and Lammers. I think the problem is obviously with Roof being injured yet again and letting us down yet again. With that situation as it is, look, it was always going to be a case that they'd be on the bench. I mean, personally, I wouldn't have have either of them on the bench. They're both that bad. I want Alfredo back. I think there's a few of us would like Alfredo back. No, going to lie, kind of the consistency in the team selection, saying that I would have like Danilo starting, says Aldo, absolutely Aldo. I think a lot of us would have liked to have seen that. Dessers for a hat-trick, says Trying Scotsman. I'd love to see what the price is on that. Every time I see Dessers and Lammers, I know it's going to be a hard watch, says Stuart. It's only Hearts. I hope the team doesn't have that attitude. Yeah, I suppose so, Del Boy. Guy still wearing a mask with a broken face. Keep him safe. Play others until he's safe and well. I mean, we look obviously at the bench as well. We'll have a quick look at the bench as who is sitting there, what options Phillipe Clement has on the bench to come on and make an impact for Rangers in this game. And that's what we've got. That's what we've got to see. It may be a case. It's going to be I think Hearts will sit down and they will. they'll sit back, they'll defend against us. I don't think they'll come out and try and play us like Hibs did. I just can't see that happening at all. So the bench is McCrory, Suter, Jack, Cifuentes back, Dowell back, Wright, Devine, McCausland, and Danilo. So good news, obviously, that Cifuentes and Danilo and Dowell are back. That is good news for Rangers this afternoon, especially with the return of Kieran Dowell, who's been out for an awful long time. It's good to see him back. Hopefully he will get some minutes today. I think having him back there certainly gives us another option. I mean, I'll be absolutely honest with you. I'd rather see Dowell on one of the wings, Cantwell pulled inside, and Lammers on the bench. I don't get the obsession. I don't get it at all. I really don't. The only reason Dessers is playing is because Danilo can't play 90 minutes, says Malky McClellan. I agree, Malky, but why not start Danilo, let him play 60 minutes at least, and then take him off? And with the 30 minutes, that's what I don't understand to some degree. Red said, if Dessers scores, I'll shag a Celtic fan. And good on you, mate. Wilberforce says, don't get me wrong. If we are playing shite, get him on, shake it up. Seif Max says, I think Dow can make an impact from the bench. And that's certainly got to be hoped. Like I said, we look at that bench, guys. If you look at that bench today, there is a lot of impact from that bench, isn't there? You take out the defenders for a minute and the defensive midfielder, Jack. Cifuentes can provide impact. Dow can provide impact. Scott Wright, theoretically, can provide impact. Ross McCausland can provide impact. Danilo can provide impact. I'm glad Ridvan is starting over Barisic. I really didn't want to see Barisic in this lineup at all. I just don't rate the guy in the slightest. Can Big Phil sign us a Belgian superstar in January? Didn't the best one just retire? Eden Hazard. Romelu Lukaku, anybody? There's a few Belgian superstars out there, given how well they're doing at the moment, Bruno. So, that would be a decent shout for January, especially if you can go and find a defender. Here we go. A good comment here from Pete Pagan. WBA are more incompetent than the Scottish refs. Fury was well beaten. You know what? Even as an Englishman, I'd admit the Fury was well beaten. But let's face it, you'd have to go to find some people more incompetent than Scottish refs who are genuinely that bad. This is a lineup I think that is designed to attack this afternoon. I'll be interested to see how Cantwell and Lammers combine together. I mean, one of the issues obviously Michael Beale had in his short time at the club at the start of the season was very much a case of how could he play Dessers, how could he play Lammers and Cantwell on the same park. Adam Thornton of Heart and Hand had some interesting ideas about how you could use twin tens, about them operating in the channels, about them tucking inside, pulling centre backs out of position. Is interesting. I just think that if Cantwell's forced out wide, he's not as effective. Cantwell's not a winger, unless you're going to put Lammers out wide. But in that case, Lammers is not a winger. So I don't understand that from that aspect. The lineup itself, like I said, is probably I would have liked to say, I'd like to have seen Danilo play. Malky says he thinks Danilo can only manage 20 minutes. He played 45 for the B team the other day. So I think he can probably manage a little bit more than that, Malky. I don't know, that ref midweek made our refs look competent, says Dougal. Mate, standard of refereeing across all leagues in football at the moment is pretty poor. I mean, the EPL referees are awful. Championship referees are just shocking. I think the standard refereeing full stop is pretty poor. Tam says 3-0 to the Jers. I'd definitely take that, Tam. Get your score predictions in. But look, this team that's been selected is definitely one to go out and do a job. I think one of the big things that we've got to do today is we've got to make sure that we don't do what we did last season, which was when we had the opportunity to close the gap and we had the opportunity to pull it back. We didn't do it. They slipped up against Motherwell. We went up to Pittodrie and got beat 2-0. We need to make sure that we are, pulling that gap back from 8 to 5. 5 points is a hell of a lot closer, and it starts to put the pressure on them. The more pressure you can put on them, the more you can get them to start looking over their shoulder, the more you can get them to start worrying about us, the better for the club and the better for us catching them this season. So look, it's a must win today. 100% agree with those people out there who are saying must win. It is a must win. Stephen Moorhead in the live chat says that's a good lineup. I would have liked to have seen McCausland on. Stephen, me too. I'd have liked to see Danilo over Dessers. Even if we scored from halfway line, it would go to VAR, says Callum C. Yeah, Malky, absolutely, buddy. We'll wait and see what happens in today's game. 97 people watching, guys. Welcome on board. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, remember, this is your daily Rangers channel. We bring you daily Rangers content. Please hit the sub and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the free content. We're not like other channels. We don't charge you for daily content. We're not a Patreon channel. We're not going to ask you for money for it. Also, guys, if you can smash the like as well, that'd be fantastic. What have we got here? Prime Time says Cantwell should be where Lammers is and McCausland should be where Cantwell is. I agree with you 100%, Prime Time. I think, the one encouraging thing we've got to take from this lineup is the fact that we were all raging, weren't we, after the last time, after he unveiled the lineup for the Hibs game with Scott Wright in it, with Dessers in it, with Lammers in it. So, look, we've got to get faith in Phillipe Clement that he knows what he's doing, that he's going to get the best of these lads. I think theoretically, you're not going to see worldies or world beaters in Dessers and Lammers, more like carpet beaters, but it probably would be enough to beat Hearts. It was enough to beat Hibs. It should be enough to beat Hearts. I think where the real issue comes is in Europe, where you're playing a standard of team that are so much better than what you face in the SPL. You look at the SPL teams on the whole, with the exception of that lot from across the city, they're poor teams. They're hammer throwers. They want to sit 10 behind the ball. They want to kick the living daylights out of us. They don't want to play football. They want to start a fight rather than obviously playing a game. So look, at the end of the day, this team should be good enough to beat Hearts. It is Hearts. It's not Real Madrid. It's not Bayern Munich. It's not FC Barcelona. It's not Manchester City. It's not Arsenal. It's not Liverpool. So just a reminder, if those who just joined us, the team today: Butland in goal, back fourth, Tavernier, Goldson, Ben Davis is back in the team, taking John Souttar's place. Strange selection that for me. Ridvan is at left back, which I think is good news. Ridvan is a much better left back than Borna Barisic. Good going forward, good defending, much better player. Lundstrom and Raskin are your holders. Actually, going back to Ridvan, I think he would have started against Sparta Prague had he been in the European squad. I think that Clement clearly likes him. Then we've got three behind the lone striker, who is unfortunately Cyril Dessers. We've got Seamer, Lammers, and Cantwell. If it is that Lammers is in the 10 role and Cantwell is out wide, I don't think that's a great move. Cantwell is much better 10 than Lammers definitely is. And Lammers in the dressing room, says Prime Time. Yeah, I would like to see Lammers in the dressing room. Aberdeen got beat again, apparently, says Tam. That makes our result even worse, doesn't it, Tam? Yeah, they haven't kicked their own arse since we know. But that's Dougal. That's because they only ever try against us, don't they? They lay down and die against that lot from across the city. But the moment they come to play us, it's their Champions League final. Butland could score from a goal kick, and the ref would be checking VAR to see if the ball boy was offside. Oh, I love it. I love you guys. You're so funny. I think maybe we should start 3-5-2 again with Ridvan wide left and Seamer up front. I think that's a possibility, but unfortunately, we haven't got the players on the park to do that. Seamer, Dessers, and Cantwell to get the goals, says Jay. Dessers to score. A lot of people got a lot of faith in Dessers. I've heard hell is getting quite cold. JB McKean says, good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon, JB. How you doing, buddy? So that's your team that you can see there, guys. Personally, like I said, I would have preferred to have seen Danilo start, give us 60 minutes. Cantwell in the 10 role. McCausland right wing, and I would have started Souttar over Davies. But look, we're all armchair managers. We've all got our own opinions, and we're all entitled to our own opinions. At the end of the day, at this moment in time, for now, freedom of speech does still exist in the UK, apparently, allegedly. But we are entitled to our own opinions, and that's great that everyone's got their own opinion. No, Dessers, says Gary. I think that's a lot of people's reaction, Gary. We need to stick with Lammers and Dessers until we have more fit players ready to go and step in. So I said, you blue nose, John, I hope that once Danilo can play 90 minutes and once Cantwell is fully ready to go, and we've got, say, Matondo back, or there's more faith in McCausland, or Lawrence is back, that we can see Lammers and Dessers where they should be, which is on the bench. They really aren't very good players at all, in my opinion. Look, I think we're probably, you look at it this way, I think we've got probably enough to beat Hearts today. It is hard. Look, I know this is a terrible attitude, and you can accuse me of being arrogant, of being complacent, but it is only Hearts. It's not Bayern Munich. It's not Real Madrid. It's not Arsenal. It's not Chelsea. It's not Chelsea. Crap. It's not Manchester City. It's not Liverpool. It's not Paris Saint-Germain or Borussia Dortmund. We're playing today. We're playing Hearts. And as I've said on the podcast last night, as I've said on other videos, and some of you have echoed these sentiments, we've got to get back to arrogant Rangers. We've got to go back to to Rangers, of old, where you go with the expectation that we will win, we will kick the backsides of whoever we're playing, and we will destroy them. So that's what we've got to get back to, isn't it? Dessa's goal in the last league game was a cool cracker, says Tam. It was, but it was all down to Cantwell's creation. Tam, afternoon Bears, says John O from the Isle of Man. Afternoon, John. How you doing, buddy? Do you think McInnes would swap Lammers or Dessers for Danny Armstrong? I very much doubt it, Dougal, even if we offered him both of them. I don't think McInnes is stupid, although he did turn down the Rangers job, which is very, very stupid indeed. I am slightly surprised at some of the line, some of them, yeah. We're doing this mob today, no problem. Stop panicking, 3-0. And like I said, Jono, it is a case of we need to go there. We need to go to Ibrox today. We need to close the gap. We need to send a signal to Celtic that we are not going anywhere, that we are closing in on them. We are coming after them. And as Phillipe Clement has said repeatedly in press conference after press conference after press conference, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And they may be ahead at the moment, but over the distance, who knows what will happen? Who knows who will strengthen in the middle of the season? Who knows who will come good at the end of the season? Nobody knows that yet, and it could easily change. This Celtic team is not the same Celtic team that it was under Ange Postecoglou. The Ange Postecoglou team was relentless. Down, look, and you can shoot me down for this if you want to. I hate them. You know I hate them. But I've got respect for Postecoglou now because of the fact that you see the job he's doing at Tottenham. He's taken Tottenham, who were a massively underperforming team, and he's turned them into a team that are top of the English Premier League and are playing good football and playing strong football and are relentless, attacking team. So at the end of the day, you know, I think this is the situation we're in. We're not facing that same Celtic team. We're facing a weaker Celtic team this season. We're doing this mob today. We've had that comment. I do apologise. Bluno says this team is good enough to put hearts to the sword. Exactly what I've just been saying, John. 100% agree. Dowell on the bench, says John Adams. Yeah, and I think that's good news for us. It shows we're getting players back. Gives us impact off the bench. Fantastic. 119 people watching, guys. Please can you smash the sub if you're not subscribed? You get free daily content here on Glasgow Rangers Nation. And also, if you can smash the like, that would be fabulous. Apologies for not having a Scottish accent. Good afternoon from Ibrox Bar, Tenerife. Oh, hola, Ian. Is it nice and sunny out there, buddy? Have a beer for me, buddy. Have a beer for me. Bit of pressure on the Soap Dodgers, says Jono. Absolutely. Any win, 3 points down, 5-point gap. Let's go Rangers. Absolutely. What it's all about, closing that gap today, getting that gap down. Okay, let's just bring up the team one more time before I get off to prepare for the live stream today. There is a live stream today, just to remind you. Here is your Rangers team to face Hearts this afternoon, guys. Let me know your final thoughts on it in the comments, and I'll bring them up on screen. So, Butland in goal. Yay! Jack Butland, top goalkeeper, best goalkeeper in Scotland for me. One of the best goalkeepers in Britain, someone who should be back in the England squad. Back four, James Tavernier is the captain, and I think no surprise that he is the starting right back. Goldson starts, again, no surprise. Ben Davies back in the team. Bit of a surprise for me that John Suter has been replaced. Ridvan is in at left back, which is good news. I think Ridvan for me is a better left back than Borna Barisic. The two holders are Lundstrom and Raskin. I think this gives Raskin license to get forward, license to be the 8 that he actually is and not the 6, to go box to box, to attack, to shoot from distance, to try and create with that front 3 that's behind the donkey. So Cantwell, Lammers and Seamer. Cantwell seems to be playing out wide, which is not the best way to use Todd Cantwell, unfortunately. Sam Lammers is in the 10 role, it looks like. I personally would put Cantwell in the 10 role. And if you're insisting on playing Lammers, stick him out on the wing where he can't do any damage. Abdallah Seamer, the top scorer, is playing on the left-hand side. Not only does he score goals, he gets at defenders. He uses his pace to get past people. He's direct. He's aggressive. He's exactly what we need. And Cyril Dessers is up front. Your bench today is as follows. Robbie McCrory is your reserve goalkeeper. John Suter, Ryan Jack on the bench. Jose Cifuentes returns from injury, gives us impact off the bench. Kieran Dow, back, long-term injury, back and fit and ready to go. Impact off the bench. Scott Wright, Adam Devine, Ross McCausland, impact off the bench. And Danilo, the Brazilian striker, off on the bench. Like I said, guys, this is a team I think that is capable, even though perhaps we're not happy with this team with Dessers and Lammers starting, at least it is a team that I think is good enough to take Hearts down. That's the main thing. Rangers to get a result today, 2-0, and even better with the Stinkies dropping 2 points. Well done, Hibs. JB McKean. If you didn't join the podcast last night, you wouldn't have seen this. Let me just show this to you quickly. There we go. Always worth of a bit of a laugh, that is. Gallant, good afternoon, buddy. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Let's quickly pull his last few comments up. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Gallant. I still can't stand the fat Aussie. He's gone from our league, and now it's all about Big Phil. Absolutely, says absolutely trying Scotsman. It is all about him. Today's scorers are Raskin and Seema for JB McKean in his 2-0 win. Callum says that Seema is on form. Seema is in brilliant form, isn't he, Callum? Absolutely brilliant form. Dougal says Lammers will be wide and Cam will be in the 10 role. I really hope so, Dougal. We'll see, obviously, when the game gets underway, how that does. Callum says, hope Danilo gets on and scores. Me too, buddy. Be nice to see him back. We should have no problem getting a result today, troops, says Malky McClellan. Hopefully, Malky. So good to see Ridvan back. That's a proper modern wing back, says Blue Nose John. That's what I said. I've been saying that Ridvan is a better option, isn't he? Definitely a better option. He's better going forward. He's better defensively. He's just an all-round better player than Born a back pass. Would have given Goldson a rest, left Suter in, McCausland for Lammers, Danilo for Dessers, but we're still going to do them, says Jono. Agree 100%, Jono, with what you just said. Where's Bailey Rice? Great question, Ian. Where is Bailey Rice? He's gone from being on the bench to not even getting a look in, which is a bit disappointing. I would have loved to have seen Bailey Rice getting a look in, definitely. JM1960, one of our channel members. Thanks, JM, for commenting and thanks for coming on the live. Says 3-0 the Jers, Rangers till I die. Agree, buddy, agree. Wilberforce says the Stinkies, ha ha, in reference to that lot from across the city. Green bashing green is always comedy, says Callum. Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. So, look, guys, it's going to be a game today that we've got to win, a game to cut that gap down to 5 points. And like I said, the lineup, we may not like the lineup. We may not think that lineup is the best lineup we've got. But I think with injuries and with the situation we currently find ourselves in, and also with the fact that it is Hearts today, it is not Bayern Munich, it is not Real Madrid, it is not Liverpool we are playing. It gives us every opportunity to get the victory, I think, today. Absolutely fantastic. JB McKean is £2. Thank you very much. Simply the best. Thank you very much, JB McKean. That is really, really appreciated. It does help. To any super chats and super thanks go towards helping run the channel. So thank you so much for that. Right, guys, we are going to call that a pod. Remember that at 2:50, I am back in about 35 minutes time to start the live stream of today's game here on the channel. Come and join me for the live stream, guys. It'd be great to have lots of you in the chat joining on and helping with your thoughts and comments as we go through the game, and hopefully a successful afternoon for Rangers. 5-0, stuff this Naismith Basser, send him to the job centre, says the Trying Scotsman. Let's hope so, Trying Scotsman. Let's hope so. Remember, guys, 120 people watching. If you've not yet subscribed, please hit that sub. And also, if you can hit the like on the way out, that would be absolutely fabulous, guys, and helps to promote the video. Thank you so much for watching this team news video. I'm off to watch Rangers Rabble now. Hope you are too. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. And as always, 2 things, guys. Smash the like. And remember, we are the